ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new series on my channel, and actually the first video for this channel. I am Revan, and today you are joining us, well, joining me I should say, on a tour of the zoo I'm building in Planet Zoo. As you can see, we've got that little corner just there, but it obviously is intending, well, I'm intending even on building even more of it. So as you can see here, we've called it the Manaakitia Zoo, as my zoo is going to be based in New Zealand, which, as you can probably guess, I am not from, but I'm trying my best, and I have some ideas for how it's going to be. Obviously, I'm probably mispronouncing it, Manaakitia being a Maori word for welcome, bless, or blessed. So I've blessed zoo. I thought it sounded quite nice, and yeah, it sounded quite warm and welcoming. Pardon the pun with it potentially meaning welcome, but yeah, really proud of how the zoo's going so far, which is kind of why I've been tempted to make a video, like doing a tour of the zoo. So I'm not going to be actually doing any speed builds or anything, because I'm going to be quite honest, I'm not entirely sure how to do that, but we'll have a quick tour of what has been done so far. Now, this started off as a joint project between me and a friend of mine, who I did ask them if they wanted to be on the recording, but they have chosen not to and would rather remain nameless. Also had a help from another guy on YouTube called Zoov, who's actually, as it stands so far, most of it, or is it half now? I think it's half. Half of the enclosures in the zoo have actually done by him, and honestly, he's done an absolutely stellar job. Like, it's actually really helped with inspiration for the other habitats in the zoo, which I will touch on. But yeah, as you can see here, we've got our entrance and everything. So we'll just zoom in, and yes, a bit lively here. The cars were taken off of a workshop. I can't remember which workshop they were off of. So, it's not gonna tell me on here, is it? No, it doesn't tell me what workshop they're. Ah, the on-steam workshop. So these are done by Cool Dog. But now I feel they've definitely bring a bit of life to the front of the zoo, make it actually look as if there is movement outside. We can see here the entrance to the zoo, inspired off of I can't remember what zoo it was. I will just Google that. Okay, so it's based off the Birmingham Zoo in America. I'm not entirely sure which date, but I figured that it was a fairly smart looking building and fairly modern, which is a style of architecture I really like, so went with that. My friend is the one who actually has done all the pathways, actually did all the roadways out the front of the zoo, and this bit here, the foliage, was done by Zoov. But yeah, it looks really smart. The flags are done by myself, as the zoo is based in New Zealand. We've got the New Zealand's national flag, the Maori flag, which I can't remember the name of, and the flag for the Commonwealth, as I wanted a flag on the other side to even it out. We've got what is like a zoo hotel here. I need to make a menu for here, because underneath we've got a little bit of a restaurant, but this is like a zoo hotel. My logic being it's a fairly new addition to the zoo, and part of this addition, like having it built from like local, I don't know, local council or local government, we've had to serve community. So we've got a little parade of shops just here, namely a McDonald's, because let's face it, there's always a McDonald's, an ANZ, which being a bank, a TK Maxx, got Starbucks, because there's always Starbucks, a HSBC being another bank, Subway, an Adidas shop, and then because there's always one somewhere as well. There's an Irish pub. You can see there we've got the logo for the zoo on the side of the hotel. Look, the logo actually designed by myself, and I feel it's come out pretty well. You can see another version of it which I've made as a sign here. Again, really proud of that. That was done in Photoshop. And you've got the sign saying that the zoo is open. So yeah, so we just nothing really in here. It's just an empty like shell, but no, it looks quite decent. Again, in here we've got our opening hours. Yeah, showing the do's and don'ts, and this actually as well should be showing the do's and don'ts. So yeah, you got your do's and don'ts, fairly self-explanatory rules, and then as I say, you got the opening hour times and entrance fees, which obviously in the game aren't real entrance fees, but that's what they are in our heads. Now we've got our entrances, which I can't ever seem to get to work, but people leave through them, but they never actually go into the zoo through them. Instead, they seem to enter the zoo around this corner. I'm not entirely sure why that is, but it is what it is. As I say, we've got our hotel and restaurant here, which you can see there's quite a lot of people using, and we've got our gift shop just here. So you've got the hat's fantastic, just a memento, and on the other side you've got Looney Balloons. So again, this was all like this whole like top was done by my friend. I've was when he built the hotel and this like seating area here, and extended it out to the sides and down here. Stairs being myself. Again, the foliage done by Zoov. However, this foliage like round here is done by me, and that's just this bit here is just the planted wood panel, which I feel gives quite a nice effect to our veterinary clinic, which I've named a Te Awara Veterinary Clinic, that being a reference to another game I play. I'm not going to name what it is here, but it's just like a little reference for myself. I have got another screen there, which I'm still thinking of a use for, but I figured there would be something like a screen there, like maybe advertising zoo memberships or something like that. I initially had the idea of putting them there, but I feel it looks better with the trees and the greenery and planting just there. Zoo was also kind enough to make this fountain for us, which I'm very, very happy with. Bit of Z fighting there, but it is what it is. We can live with that. But yeah, that's the entrance plaza as it is right now. You can probably see there's some things going on in the background. So yeah, I'm going to take you off there. So we start off the Asian area with our Babirusa. I believe I've got, yeah, there is 4 of them in there. You can see the keeper just going in. Not the most glamorous of animals, but no, I feel it's nice, it's quirky, it's something. Got their shelter over there, not but no, it's so I've taken the idea of painting my walls and water pumps and everything that go away green colour, which which fit Mike Sheets and Mars Bandit used quite a lot in their No Name Landia and Bro Coaster, and I figured it'd actually make quite a lot of sense to have it in a zoo, because I mean, let's face it, this water pipe, no one really likes it, if they're being quite honest, because it's a bit obnoxious, but it hides the actual pipe away well. It just makes it look like a water trough, so that's something. But yeah, so we've got our one male who's having a bit of a wallow in this out, or is he? No, he's drinking the mud water. Lovely. Anyway, our pigs, but what do you expect? And then we've got our 3 females. Now, I am intending on naming animals in this zoo, but with the Babirusa, I haven't got quite that far yet. As you can see there, the Diane, who's the male, is on his contraceptive. I've put all the males in the zoo onto contraceptives. So we've got quite a thick walkway here for people to have a look. We've got our staff talks area. So we follow this one path around, and this bit here is going to be bricked off because I'm intending on putting another enclosure now, but I will talk about my roadmap for this area pretty soon. We've got the sign here. Now this is a sign I've made myself, with a bit more information, because rather than just putting baboons, I've actually put the species and things like that, and there's probably a spelling mistake or some grammatical errors in there somewhere, but the picture is taken from the Planet Zoo wiki, and we've got our little map down there, which is a bit too bright, but you can see it doesn't help. There's a bit of I would say there's a bit of glare on there from the sun, but there isn't. But yeah, all the enclosures I'm doing this custom educational board, and we'll move on to the next enclosure. So coming up on our right hand side, the path splits in two because we've got an enclosure on the left and on the right, but you can see the one on the right more clearly. This is an enclosure by Zoo. The baboons was made by me, and as you can see, we've got our orangutans in here. And this enclosure, like, literally, Zoo showed me a picture and it just blew me away. Again, we've got our pipes painted that go away green, which hides them wonderfully against the rocks. We've got a keeper just there, got a feeding panel there, viewing enclosure, which is great, and our big boy, he's just there. And I've tried to put the enrichment and everything in sort of like an organic place. So must admit, I've not actually seen them climbing on this climbing frame which you've made for us, which I did have to edit a bit to make it actually out of climbable pieces. The initial pieces weren't climbable, from when I checked, but they are now. So hopefully I'll see one on there somewhere, but haven't seen one just yet. But I must admit, I've not been looking over here very often. But as you can see here, we've got this little walkway which they do fit down, which leads you into this building just here, glitching through the walls, which leads you into this little viewing area here, which honestly, again, Zoo showed me, and that just blew me away. Fenced off. There is a little bit of clipping where the people will walk through just here, but again, that's not overly noticeable, and it's not often it happens, so I'm not too fussed. So opposite the orangutan, the Bornean orangutans, or the orangutans, whatever, we've got our Ussuri dolls. Now, Zoo initially did put 2 in. They just never seemed to breed, because normally, from my understanding, is dolls they live in a pack, but it's like a family pack. So, but they just wouldn't ever seem to breed or whatever. So I've just adopted a handful more and slapped them in. Now these ones I have actually named. I didn't name the orangutans, but these I have actually named, where I've named them after our spices and condiments, which are red. So the first 2 which Zoof put in, I named cinnamon and paprika. But then you've got also turmeric and things like that, because I figured it made sense, owing to the fact they are their fur is rather red. Again, I've done that, and this was the habitat by Zoo. I'm not sure if I said. So we move on to enclosure next, and this one I really love. I have edited it a little bit, but this was another enclosure by Zoo where we have our clouded leopards. This being as it stands, our star animal, Clover, which, yeah, really pleased with this habitat. As I say, I did edit it a little bit, because there was a bit too much of foliage in there, so our keepers couldn't actually move around in the habitat. So we've got Clover, and there is another cloud leopard in here somewhere, I believe. Yeah, which I haven't named. Yeah, and she is just in here, having a little rest and everything. But this, I am really pleased with this enclosure, and I couldn't be more happy with this zoo. Okay, a bit of a jump, but we'll just pretend that didn't happen. But yeah, this habitat I'm really pleased with. This is one that Zoo showed me. Yeah, it's like just incredible. I'm really happy with it. I did have to put the do not disturb signs up because unfortunately they were getting a bit stressed in here. But since I put them up, it seems to have definitely sorted that issue. Just here, this is a habitat by myself, although the climbing frame isn't. As you can see, we've got our red pandas, with there being 2 in here, which I've named Peanut and Colada, because I just thought it was an easy thing to do. Also, quite partial to watching Corrales on Minecraft, so it's a bit of a throwback to that, bit of a reference. Yeah, so as I said earlier, where we had to make this habitat here, this habitat, and this habitat, it's sort of given me some inspiration for how all ones in. I mean, if this is our Asian area, there's like that's a theme for this area, but it's definitely given me an idea for theming and everything. So honestly, I know I've said it like multiple times. I can't thank Zoov enough. So we move next door, and this is another habitat by myself. Oh, someone's just noted, thank you very much, where we have our binturong. Again, the climbing frame isn't made by myself, but we've got 3 in here, which I'm yet to name. But no, again, like heavily themed. We've got a bit of like tried my best to make it look realistic. We've got our indoor shelter. I know the pandas don't have an indoor shelter as such, neither do the cloud leopards, but again I've tried to make it somewhat realistic. So we've got our supports and whatnot, all keeping everything propped up, clipping through the roof. And yeah, I'm again really proud of this, and the animals seem to like it, as do our guests, which is most important because as you saw there, they are donating. So opposite our panda and binturong, we have our Indian elephants, where again this is the habitat by Zoo. That, again, really well done. The enrichment bits that I've put in, we've got our elephant house just here, which is good, definitely. Maybe a bit bland from the outside, so I might edit it a little bit, but ultimately it's functional, and that's ultimately what zoos do. It's not so much about looks, it's definitely function over form. So I might just leave it, to be honest, but we'll just see how it goes. Now I'll see if I can find our big male, because I did name our male in here. Was really stuck for inspiration with name here, so we've named him after the main elephant, like the big elephant in the Jungle Book, because it's a name and I thought it fitted quite well. And it's now time for our last animal in this little zoo. Also, we've got our little viewing platform here for people to view our elephants. But yeah, and this is the habitat I'm most proud of in the zoo so far, this is one I've made myself. And this is our snow leopard habitat, which is an animal I really do like and love in real life. We've got 2 in here, which I've named Aang and Korra after Avatar. I never watched it myself, but I've thought the names were like really good, for especially seeing as they're from Asian. It's an Asian themed show. I have made a little skirt to put round this tree. I believe I've put it on the workshop. If not, if I haven't, I'll definitely do it after this episode. But that's just there because they would constantly climb the tree and you'd never see them in here. So I've put that round there. And oh, this is the first time I think I've seen one of our snow leopards using this. This is a bit okay, it's just gonna have a kip on it, but not. I had the vision in my head for this. Oh no, he is using it. I did have a vision in my head for how I wanted this habitat, and I couldn't get it quite how I wanted it, but this is near as damn it, and I'm so pleased with how this turned out. Got a little bit of foliage up here. This is some foliage I actually did myself in here. Got our little house here to, like, for shelter. These I'm envisioning to be some sort of form of portcullis, because obviously they need to clean your habitat out in real life, drain the pool, like sort the water out. So they'd obviously shut the snow leopards away. I also got this as a portcullis, but here we have a little inside viewing gallery. It's like nice and spacious inside, but it gives you a brilliant view into the habitat, as well as our views here and to the sides. But that little viewing gallery I've named Leopard Cave, which, well, is fairly self-explanatory, to be honest. It's styled to be like a cave, and yeah, because it goes into rock face here. And other than that, again, this bit of foliage here was done by myself. And in the middle, if we just follow this path up, we've got our little veterinary clinic just here, and our keeper hut, staff room, and oh, I never did the path just there. We'll just correct that. Have our staff facility just here, so we've got our trade centre just there, that keeper hut, and our staff room here, just to keep all the people working in our Asian area happy. So that is all the animals I've got in so far. I have got a few more plans with what I want in this area. So what I'm intending on, like, some in this area here, and obviously not taking up the entire area of what I'm circling. I'm intending on putting the sun bear. I also want to put in the... Oh, Cora is stressed. Well, I'm gonna have to put... I think I'm gonna have to put do not disturb signs in here, but I will do that after this stream. So yeah, what I was saying, yeah, this area here I'm intending on putting the sun bear. I am also intending on putting a Malayan tapir in. I'm not too sure where I am going to put that just yet. Maybe in this sort of an area, because I want to have a sort of well, it's not sort of. I'm intending on putting a flamingo habitat just here, as I feel it's a nice welcome into the zoo. And also I want to put a tiger of some kind in. I'm not too sure if I'll put the Siberian or the Bengal tiger in. I'm still trying to make my mind up on that one, but there will definitely be a tiger species of some kind in here. And then the peafowl. So that'll be going in for my Asian area. Well, maybe not the peafowl, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. After that, I'm going to try and keep animals in within an area. So we'll have our Asian area here. I don't know. We have an Australian area there, Africa area there. But I do want to have a massive a reptile house where I'll have things like my Komodo dragons, Komodo dragons, saltwater crocodiles, Nile monitors, lizards and snakes, things like that, like somewhere central. And then maybe off to the side, like round here, I like our insect house, which I've thought of names for both these buildings, but I'm not going to say just yet, because I kind of want them to be a surprise, because I do want this to be an ongoing series. But yeah, that's the zoo so far, and I appreciate my commentary has been a bit rambly. But no, I'm really pleased with how this zoo's going. Zoo I know you'll be watching this at some point, mate. Honestly, you are such a help, and it's given me so much inspiration to carry on this project. You have a friend, I know that they'll be watching, and again, like, this road work and this entrance plaza that she started, and this area here, like, honestly, like, it's been so helpful. I can't thank either of them enough. But yeah, that is going to end it for this episode, installment, whatever you want to call it. And I will see you next time for, well, hopefully for a part 2. I am fully intending on it being a part 2. I'm not overly sure when I will do it, but there will be a part 2. And yes, I will see you soon. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, whatever you choose to do. And yeah, peace.